Magandang umaga, Malacanang Press Corps, and welcome sa ating press briefing ngayong araw, January 11th. In this morning's sectoral meeting led by President Ferdinand Marcos Jr., the country's ranking in the OECD's 2022 Program for International Student Assessment, or PISA, was discussed. The Philippines' performance in PISA from 2018 to 2022 shows that more than 75% of 15-year-old students scored below the minimum level of proficiency in mathematics, reading, and science. The factors leading to the low scores include the use of digital devices, language at home, teacher specialization, and bullying, among others. The President has tasked the Department of Education to continue to take the necessary steps to improve the country's ranking. And now joining us today in this briefing are DepEd Undersecretaries Michael Poa and Gina Gonong. Good morning.
Good morning.
Go ahead.
Magandang umaga po sa ating mga kaibigan sa Malacanang Press Corps. So as was mentioned earlier this morning, of course led by the Vice President Secretary of Education, Sara Duterte, nag-present po tayo sa Pangulo ng ating ways forward because the theme was really how do we improve not only our PISA performance but the overall performance of our learners in basic education. So doon po, hinighlight natin yung ating National Learning Recovery Program sa ngayon, the National Reading Program, National Math Program, National Science Program, yung National Learning Camp. Pinagbigyang tuon din natin ng pansin yung ating Catch-up Fridays na sisimulan na natin sa January 12. We issued the guidelines last night. Pagkatapos po nun, napag-usapan yung mga sa tingin ng ating Pangulo ay dapat talaga nating pagtuunan ng pansin in the coming years or in the coming months, weeks, years. No? At yun ay number one, teaching quality. Gusto niyang magkaroon talaga ng expertise yung ating mga teachers. So he emphasized on the necessity of proper training programs for our teachers. No? Of course, hand in hand with teacher welfare. Pangalawa po dyan, yung nutrition aspect. Dahil alam naman natin na nakaka-apekto talaga ang nutrition pagdating sa performance ng ating mga kabataan. That's why we looked at the different feeding programs of government. Kasama na syempre yung ating school-based feeding program. At pangatlo, yung bullying. Na-discuss nga po kanina, no? Na kung dati ang bullying stays in school, sa ngayon because of social media, even when you leave school, pwede pa rin magkaroon ng mga incidents of bullying through the different social media platforms. So these are the things that we have already started addressing sa Department of Education, but we will continue to strengthen our programs in terms of bullying, of course, in coordination also with other agencies such as the DOH pagdating sa referral system. And we are here today to answer any of your questions regarding this matter. We would like to thank, of course, the President for the guidance given to the Department of Education. Maraming salamat po.
Okay, we can open the floor to questions. Go ahead, Eden Santos.
Good morning po, Yusek. Doon po sa guidance ng Pangulo, pwede pong i-elaborate lang natin kung ano yung po naging guidance niya para sa DepEd.
Yes, maraming salamat po sa inyong tanong. Number one, yun nga po pagdating sa teachers. Kasi talagang para sa ating Pangulo, napaka-importante ng ating mga teachers. And we agree, teaching quality will really improve. Sabi nga ng ating Pangulo, he believes around 60% improvement kung mapabuti din natin yung teaching quality. That's why ngayon, sa DepEd, meron naman tayo yung ating NEAP, no? Yung National Educators Academy of the Philippines, which is the training arm of DepEd pagdating sa ating mga teachers. So, ang sabi ng ating Pangulo, we really need to update our teachers sa technology. We need to ensure that they have the proper training programs and they have the proper expertise para po magampanan talaga nila yung kanilang trabaho. Pangalawa, yung nutrition nga po. We presented to the President that for the school-based feeding program, ay meron naman po tayong ugnayan, no, with DSWD, for example. May mga programa kasi sa gobyerno ngayon pagdating sa feeding at hindi naman po sila nag-overlap. In fact, they complement each other. Meron tayong continuity. So it starts with, of course, the food stamps, no, for the families. Addresses also the first 1,000 days. And then meron pong supplementary feeding program. Yung pondo ay nasa DSWD. Ito naman po yung para nasa daycare. No? So, and then after that, pupunta naman po siya sa basic education kasi papasok na sa paaralan yung ating mga kabataan. So for the school-based feeding program, meron po tayong 5.6 na budget, 5.6 billion for 2023. Nataas na po natin yung budget na yan this year to 11.7 billion. What does that mean? It means na dahil sa pagtaas ng pondo, kung dati ay nasa 120 days lang ang feeding natin, ngayon po masasakop na natin yung buong taon. But of course, the President wants us to still see kung ano pang enhancements na magagawa natin dahil napaka-importante ng nutrition. No? And of course, pangatlo, yung nabanggit ko nga po, yung bullying talaga, yung isang naging focus.
Yusek, before po na maupo sa DepEd si Bibi Sara, ano po yung naging difference yung scores po sa mga previous years? Kasi alam naman natin na lagging talaga at nananatiling kulelad po yung ating mga estudyante. Doon po sa kanyang pag-upo, umangat ba ng konti yung score or bumaba pa?
Actually, I have to clarify that, ma'am, no? Kasi yung PISA natin was not taken during the term of the Vice President Secretary of Education. Ang PISA natin, nasasabi nga natin na pandemic PISA siya because this was taken from March to May 2022. So, this was prior to this administration and this was prior to the return of in-person classes. Ngayon, pagdating naman sa resulta, of course, Yusek Gina is here to give you probably the specifics or the details. But the general, siguro the general notion pagdating sa resulta is wala namang ganung kalaking difference yung ating 2018 and 2022. Merong slight improvements in areas of math, no, and reading.
Oo, sa reading meron tayong 2-point increase in terms of scores. Sa math 7 points. Sa science, bumaba tayo ng 1 point. Pero hindi significant ang difference na to. So yung increase o kaya yung decrease has nothing to do with performance level. So tama ang sabi mo kanina, talagang nananatili tayo sa low proficiency level. Okay, so 2018 at saka 2022, low performance levels tayo sa PISA.
Halos hindi po siya nagbago yung sinasabi ni Yusek Gina. But again, yun nga po, no, we have to be conscious of the dates also that these were taken. The PISA 2022 was taken prior to the return of in-person classes.
Okay. Tuesday New.
Good morning, sir, ma'ams. Sabi niyo kanina, Yusek, yung teachers, kailangan na rin i-upgrade sila para doon sa bagong technology. So far, sir, may data ba kayo kung ilan sa mga teacher na ito yung maalam na sa mga bagong technology or digitalization para maka-adjust din sila doon sa mode of learning na ginagawa na ngayon? At ilan pa sa kanila yung hindi maalam masyado sa technology, kaya nahuhuli yung paraan ng pagtuturo nila sa mga bata, na alam natin yung mas maraming mga bata ngayon yung mas marurunong na sa technology, bagong technology.
Oo. Actually, sa ngayon, wala po akong mabigay sa inyo na data, no? But we will be doing a scoping talaga pagdating dyan. In fact, not just that, gusto din naming malaman kung ilang teachers na ang merong gadget, for example, no, that they can use. So these are the things we are doing right now. But again, yung training, we won't just focus on one. We will really train all of our teachers. Kasi nga, marami nang nagbago ng technology even in a span of a year. No? Marami nagbabago. Like ngayon, sabi nga natin, meron na tayong AI, hindi ba? So that's something we are looking at. At we will use, of course, the training facility of DepEd to do that. And then there's also, of course, the TEC, yung ating council na namamahala sa talagang quality of teaching, not just in service or meaning pag nasa DepEd na sila, but pati yung pre-service, meaning bago sila pumasok sa DepEd. So habang nag-aaral pa lang sila para maging guro, ay tinitingnan na kaagad yun ng TEC. Ito siguro yung magandang mechanism para talagang makita natin yung mga paraan paano natin maiangat yung quality ng ating teachers, no? Because again, as we always say, hindi naman kasalanan ng teachers yan. It's never their fault. It's really the system. And that's why we want to improve not just in service, but of course that's the responsibility of DepEd, yung in service. We also want to improve pre-service, the exam given by PRC, and then pagdating sa DepEd, yung in-service training nila.
Susugan ko yung sinabi ni Yusek Mike pagdating sa technology in teaching. Tuloy-tuloy naman ang training natin sa teachers at on top of trainings, we're providing them modules or learning resources that they can use so that they can adapt to using technology in teaching.